Karan Kataria, a master's student studying law at the London School of Economics, was disqualified just days before the student union elections where he was contesting for the post of General Secretary. The reasons as cited by Karan are of him being termed a Hindu nationalist. He further claims that multiple complaints were lodged against him, but instead of identifying those who initiated this hateful campaign or checked their claims, the LSE Students' Union cancelled his candidature undemocratically without providing any proof or evidence of the allegations against him. One thing that Karan has said repeatedly is that this seems to be a targeted campaign to drive home an anti-India rhetoric. We are being joined today by Karan Kataria to try and understand the incident, what led to it, and most importantly, the aftermath.
Namaste, Deepthi ji.
Namaste, Karan. How are you?
All good. How are you?
I'm good. Karan, just take us through the timeline of events that has been in the past few days.
Yeah. I filed my nomination on 10th of March, 2023. Then the voting period starts from 22nd of March to 24, and campaign starts from 13th of March. So everything is going so well. I was getting enormous support of so many individuals across the nationalities. Especially, it is worth appreciating the support I got from Asian and African students because they could relate, they could empathize because they have been victim of racism. They developing nations, and they aspire and know what change is needed in the international community. So amazing support from Asian and African students. On 22nd of March.
When you say, when you say amazing support from them, because your campaign was run on inclusivity and empowering minorities, what is the campaign centered around?
Yes. So my three pillars of my entire campaign, my entire manifesto was inclusivity, accountability, and innovation.
Okay.
So these three pillars, wherein we can strive for social justice, more transparency, more democracy within the institution and student union. So entire thing was based on that. And a majority of students of the developing nation and African and Asian countries is essential that they feel inclusive.
Yeah.
Because so therefore they could empathize, and I was the only candidate, only Asian, only brown person, only international student contesting for the position of General Secretary.
Okay.
So there were others, but they withdrew their nomination because the amount of support that I was getting, like, it was amazing. And I'm thankful
so
to
you were enjoying a wave, and then what happened?
Yes. So 22nd March, more than 1,500 votes were casted. 23rd March, it went so well. On 24th March, I don't know, from all of the sudden, WhatsApp groups are flooded with mass forwarded messages.
Okay.
Terming me Islamophobic, homophobic, Europhobic, and beside being a man of color, I was termed racist. So whatever suited their narrative. To the German Grimshaw Club, they term me anti-Semitic. To one of the so wherever they could suit and fix anything to my character, whatever tactics they could deploy to character assassinate and defame me, stop Karan Kataria from winning this election. They made sure that they're doing it. That the entire false propaganda, the smear campaign was so strategically launched. It was spreading across like anything.
So was this authenticated at all? Like, did the authorities intervene and try to fact check?
Again, that's the point. I stopped my entire campaign. I wrote to LSE Student Union. I emailed them that this is happening. I shared them the screenshot. I went to their office. I requested them, please come out with a public statement that this is wrong. Otherwise, this will adversely affect me.
Your future as well, not just
my
the campaign.
future, my dignity, my very existence. Because you're putting a false accusation against an individual. All these baseless accusations. You're terming me Islam. One of my Muslim friend, she publicly wrote in a group that I have known Karan for so long time. What all allegations you are putting up are actually baseless. Because I appreciate, I resonate to what Kalam did. So any kind of binary, any kind of extremism is wrong.
Exactly.
So I come from a land where we celebrate diversity.
Yeah.
I come from a vibrant democracy where we are the epitome of inclusivity. But just because I celebrate my culture, I celebrate my faith, my nationality, my Bharatiyata, my Indicness, you cannot term me without any basis Islamophobic. You can't term me homophobic. I worked in past during my undergrad for transgender community. I've done like all the on work on ground. So baseless allegations were just to character assassinate me and make sure that a wave that is going so well positive in interest of a Bharatiya student, how
Is it
could they?
safe to say you would have won in all probability?
I'm very sure that the amount of support, because all the dynamics were in my favor. Only Asian, only brown, only
Did you
international.
see any of these messages? Do you know the source?
uh, like that's what I'm saying. It was so strategically planned that they're all forwarded messages. So I just I went to the SU,
Yeah.
that you are the top authority, you have jurisdiction over the societies. So therefore the society groups, you are the authority who can find out the source, who is the
Yeah.
true culprit. Because this is just not demeaning me as an individual, hurting my very fundamental right to dignity, but also you're questioning my country's reputation, my country's sovereignty. Like you're terming RSS as a fascist organization, from which my prime minister hails, from which several elected representatives come.
How did they piece that together? What is your association, if I may ask?
I'm a Swayam Sevak. I'm a
Okay.
Balyakal Swayam Sevak, and I'm a
Yeah.
proud Swayam Sevak. But again, what my personal belief, my personal
Yes.
association to any organization does, it is nowhere relevant with the student union election. It is a apolitical organization, it is a social organization that work for the welfare.
And there was a message regarding a book that you've written.
Yes, I authored a book recapturing the vision called Bharat,
Okay.
which entails about the ancient culture, education system of a country. Again, this Deepthi ji, where the exact problem lies. So a narrative that have been orchestrated in a illusionary and a gray way. If we come up with the true facts, if we come up with the true history, if we come up with a glorious history that we own, that we celebrated for centuries and centuries, then a particular narrative which is in the mainstream, which is falsely on no grounds, it somewhere get hampers.
Yeah.
So that this attempt was to stop that very indigness. It was an attempt to stop of truth coming out, because yeah.
Yeah, I want to know. So this anti-India rhetoric, as you're saying, is not only limited just to you and your campaign. Is it the mood on campus, or you think it's only coming from certain quarters, like maybe some parts of the academia? Is it targeted? Is it planned, or is it just the general mood?
That's what I am saying. That a fact-finding committee should be formed, and who are the individuals behind it? It is very important, because I had one of my friend. She's studying communication. So she, as an expert in communication, said that this is not something done by an individual.
Yeah.
The message was so strategically planned, that it had those all psychological aspects attached to it, that how your image can be defamed, how it to provoke other movement against you, terming all such accusations against you as homophobic. It's too grave for a student.
Exactly. And when
Plus,
you all coexist and from different backgrounds.
yes, plus they attached a Guardian article wherein they mentioned something about Sangha, the anti-minority. Again, it's all again the unrelated things connecting together,
Yes. Yeah.
false information connecting together. Again, I approached the SU. I said there are two things to attach to this. One is my very dignity and my very existence as a student on campus. And second, you're not condemning such messages. You are questioning the sovereignty of Republic of India.
And it's also affecting your security, and that's what
Yes, no,
the letter from the CM of Haryana, Manohar Kataria, addressed. That it's going forward, even your parents are concerned about your security.
Yes, very important. Even when these messages were out, other Indian students who were in support of me, who went on the polling booths to cast their vote, they were bullied and harassed in front of the polling booth station, in front of the library. It's recorded in the camera. They have filed a formal complaint to student union, but they have kept blind. They're still sitting on that complaint. Therefore, I'm saying, whenever we talk about the culture, the Indicness, the richness of our great civilization, the power play comes in picture, because they were not contestants. They only wrong they did is they went to cast their vote for in favor of an individual. Even that was secret ballot. Those individuals just on a false thing that they are Indians, they are from certain belief, they are certain individuals. So definitely they might be Karan supporter. So you excuse my language. Terms used were scumbags, cronies, Hindu fascist, and other terminologies which we can't use on a public platform. They are student.
So this again, coming back to how it all started. There are some reports in the media. There's certain individuals being named who are connected to a certain party in back home. So do you think it could be that it goes that deep in terms of the way it was so systematically done against you? Would you like to name anyone?
Again, I'm a student here.
So you can't name professors who've been named in media reports.
Just a student union election. I do not want to enter such cheap politics being done. So that's what I want the LSE to do. That make a fact-finding committee and see whatever is in public domain, inquire in, because there's a grave safety concern.
Exactly.
So the very well-being of a student is at stake.
You have also said that how Indians should keep their politics aside, especially when they're on foreign soil. Recently we saw how Mr. Gandhi went to London, and he talked about the ending of democracy in India, how the minorities are threatened. You think when it comes from such platforms, then it trickles down. It trickles down to students, to businessmen, to general Indians living abroad. Such kind of message.
Yeah. Again, not commenting on anything what Mr. Gandhi did, but separate to this, it is not our duty. No society, no system is perfect. Every family, if you go down to the lowest unit of a society, a family have lot many problems. So does a society, so does a country. So I think our constitution, our institutions are competent enough to tackle those, any such thing. And it is not our business to wash our dirty laundry on someone else's place at a foreign soil. So
to the point, do you think it's trickling down and hampering Indians living abroad? Like their safety and their daily interactions, it's coloring it.
Yes, definitely. Also, I would like to bring in the light one of the event wherein no political thing was involved. LSE is an alma mater to Dr. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar and several other great visionaries who shaped India's journey as a republic. So we thought to celebrate the Republic Day event, wherein a team was formulated.
This was separate from your political campaign?
Yeah, separate from the event. So I'm telling like what all, this is a res gestate, a period, like interrelated things that happens very often, not only one example, but various other, these elitist institutions which tend to set up a particular narrative.
Yes.
So we formed up a team of students from diverse, we never asked what your caste is, what your religion is, what is it. So just student who volunteered. We have shooted the emails to lot many justices, lot many academicians, that we are intending to celebrate the Republic Day, and if you are willing to come. So I thank Honorable Justice Kaul, the present Supreme Court Justice. He said that he will share his recorded message. So we had him on panel. We had Dr. Aniruddha Rajput ji, who was from a member for International Law Commission, United Nations. One of the professor, a prominent authority, a foreign national who accepted that, yes, I went to him, I asked that we are celebrating our Republic Days. Sir, it would be great if you can come and witness our culture. You can see the strength of our constitution. So, and you can chair that event. So one of the foreign professor at LSE, he was there, and we had Amish Tripathi ji. So this,
Voices from various backgrounds.
yes, so various backgrounds. So we approached to all individuals, irrespective of what caste, whoever at that particular time was available. They gave their acceptance, and we formulated, and we went ahead. So now when we roll out that we are celebrating this, a thing start coming that 75 years still this is a not a panel, this is a manel, all individuals from upper caste. I was shocked. I was like, I have never thought we as
you obviously didn't plan it in that way.
And that too, if you go down to the boiling down of the facts, it was not an upper caste panel. One individual was a scheduled tribe, but only fault that we did, we never.
But by that time, it's so watered down that I don't think anybody really goes down to check.
We as a student, we never went down to that fact that who is what, who is not. They are, they've done something on their own.
Accomplished individuals.
Yeah. They accomplished certain things. So it is but I was amazed, like what. And yesterday, only one of the news channels did an investigative journalism, and they one of the accusation laid against me, I quote and unquote, that Karan forced Indians to unite for the Republic Day event. A panel which consisted of all men and upper caste, something like on these lines. And such accusations against, is it wrong to ask and all the Indians that come together for the Republic Day event? Is it forcing? It should be their own will that
we celebrated, yeah.
Let's celebrate India. Let's celebrate Bharat. Let's talk about Bharat. Let's talk about the greats. But again, this everything, then we are talking about the constitution, we're talking about the constitutionalism. When we talk about the very history and the journey of India as a republic, people are up with the eyebrows because they have painted a picture which is contrary to what the reality is.
Yeah.
And again, I'm saying there are problems in every society, but
that's true.
There is a way to deal with certain problems. There are well-established, democratically constitutional institutions to cater them. And we should never use such institutions to deal with certain things. So such previous instances, they understood that this individual, this entire team, so they sense something different this year. So we celebrated, we talked about Indian ethos, the great Indian philosophy.
You talked about G20 as well.
Yes. We had one G20 event, so that Vasudhaiva Kutub, because we come from a civilization that we consider world as a family.
The world is one family.
World, one family. We do connote to resonate to the concept of globalization, not as a market, but as a family.
Yeah.
Not the product and economy.
Not the economic aspect of
only the economic aspect. So I thought that this is a good time wherein we can bring in students, because LSE is such a diverse university. Like more than 70 nationalities students study at LSE. So the understanding that we have a presidency, let us talk and discuss about the pressing issues that the world is challenging. Let's talk about climate change. Let's talk about the economic challenge, that inflation that the markets are facing presently. But again, you are being targeted that this event is political. Again, so we need to rise above all of these things, and we need to have criticism is very important. Again, it's the very positive aspect of a democracy, that you might believe something different and Karan might believe something different, but yet again we come on
respect each other's views,
and come on the same platform, and
you would expect that of an elite institution like LSE. You would expect that everybody would have at least that much tolerance to, celebrate differences and accept each other's views.
Yes, because LSE always support, because we organize this event, my department always came in my support, because we were doing certain great things. And but again, few individuals with the vested interest comes up and try to do this again.
So I saw in the response to the Chief Minister of Haryana that the university has written that they are getting to the bottom of it. And so what next? Are they addressing your problems? Because you've got great support back home, but you're studying over there. And what do you think is being done? And what is your future course of action?
Yeah, so only my request, I just had a meeting with High Commission. So what I've even requested them also, that a proper fact, truth
Yeah.
should come out. Who, because this was just a student union election. You could have discussed freedom of speech of an expression, allows you discuss about my manifesto, discuss about what Karan Kataria did at LSC, discuss about my work as an academic, elected academic representative for my cohort, elected representative for the NUS delegate. But freedom of speech and expression does not give you an freedom to comment upon my nationality, my faith, my very belief, uh, uh, questioning the very institutions of my country, and because defaming me as an individual and with baseless accusations against me. This is not what healthy democracy is. This is not what a inclusive environment is. So only request is a committee should be formulated which goes into the fact finding and
And
looking
what is the
at
agenda at play? Yeah.
what is the agenda at play. Like why the student union election was made
We
such
became,
a
yes,
political.
yeah, exactly.
Why was a smear campaign launched? Why and who did this? This is a very important thing, which I think LSE has given me all assurances, and I believe that such an important institution will definitely indulge into it. And student union accountability should be done because they have been opaque in their decision, undemocratic, not at all transparent. So I believe and I have full faith that yes, we will win this and we'll come out of this so that no other Karan Kataria repeats.
And how's this support been on campus for you?
I haven't gone to campus after that. Like only
Okay.
once I went, but because again, the way we used to walk, the way we used to talk, people have started questioning because until unless they come up with a public statement, these were false. They punish
Yeah.
the wrongdoers because this was a media trial run against me. This was a attempt of character assassinating me. How many individuals will I go and tell? No, no, this is not.
Exactly.
This is not. People don't. So even if you see that message, it was so smartly curtailed. People here just know would have very less knowledge or no knowledge about what RSS is. So they have attested a link to one thing which is so extreme, portraying it as an extremist organization to contrary views, and then so he is associated with this.
And
Then
put your
giving
picture, yeah.
just give them, let the public decide. Come, if you want, this is if you want to have discourse about RSS, you want to discuss about Indian culture, Indian values, it's a
Have a debate.
separate
Yeah.
debate, but not in this election. This election has nothing to do with what my belief, what my nationality, what my country, and what where I hail from. This is what I did at LSC. This is a cancel culture, Deepti, that you do
Okay.
not fight an individual on his personal caliber. You
So you
rope in,
cancel them altogether. Yeah.
you cancel them altogether.
So but you are planning to go back to campus at some point.
Yes, I had a word with High Commission, and LSC has also assured
So
me.
you're gonna wait and see what's being done?
Yes, definitely. So these all things, because I have come out after a long time from 24th till 2nd. I was fighting when all my democratic things were exhausted with SU student union. I was forced to come out because the mental pressure and the way the things were happening.
I can, yeah.
My only crime is I talked Bharat. My only crime was that I appreciate and I am proud of what my identity is, and I have full right in a democracy to be proud and do whatever I want to. So who are these? Because again, if you term yourself to be liberal, but you are the only individuals who are so opaque, so intolerant about someone else's belief. And it's not a belief. If I celebrate something, I have certain substance on that. This was not a discussion about my book. This was not a discussion about my association with Sangha. This was not related to any of these things. But you bring out any random thing, portray it in some other way. This is what a smear campaign is. So that's what I want, that a fact-finding committee should be formed. The wrongdoer should be punished so that it does not repeat again and again. Rashmi Samant, she was forced down to resign from first Indian woman to be
At
Oxford
Oxford,
University.
yeah.
But she had to resign. how many Karan Kataria will repeat? How many Rashmi Samant? So we should, this is 21st century. We strive toward a welfare state. We strive toward the
So do you
basic.
think it's the enemies within, or is it more like? Do you think it's the Indians who are responsible?
Deepti, after these certain media reports have come out, I've received lot many support from foreign students. They have researched about all those false accusations, and they're like, this was really wrong.
Which is
But
a good positive thing to come out of it.
good
At
positive.
least, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Because
Because
you've
they,
raised your voice, so at least people will go back and try to also read up on their own and try to find out what's the truth.
yes. So, but there are certain individuals, again, I won't name, and my ethics does not allow them to name because I can't get to that level. But yes, there are certain things that are happening. But because I think I'm a firm believer, and even history proves it, that a traitor within is more harmful, because a traitor from outside carries a banner openly that he's a traitor.
Exactly.
But we have, in history also, we've been defeated only because our own individuals did certain wrong things. So
Yeah.
I don't know why, because at least here we are Indians. Here we should be like because it was not just wrong to me. It was not
Yeah, you
just
should
wrong.
unify more when you are in a different country.
Yes,
I mean, that's
definitely.
at least the most natural people. That's the most natural thing to do. That Indians used to band
Yeah.
together.
Tejasvi, the other girl who came out and she tweeted her
Yeah, I saw.
she has filed a complaint. She was harassed and bullied just because she does not have like certain what they allege. She is altogether from Tamil Nadu, doing altogether
They
different.
couldn't associate her to a political party.
Any again, she's associated to political party, but just because she liked my policies, she know me as an individual, and so does several other individuals. They were again harassed just because you are so intolerant about even some individuals. They are coming up from that level of leaving up their political views. Possibly, let's support. He's the only Indian who is contesting. It's been decades that no Indian have been to this post. And I always welcome that, please come and let's have a positive discussion, debate, because the debate is very important. But the way you conduct yourself is again needs to be very fair, very democratic.
And fact-based.
Yes, and fact-based.
Okay. All the best, Karan. I hope some justice comes out of this, and more than anything, I hope that you find the strength to clear your name, and just get on with life, and maybe go back to following your path at the university. And it's nice to know that all the students are supporting you, and you've got so much support back home. And let's hope that justice and truth prevails.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for talking to us.